Hello and welcome to the channel. Nigeria has got to be one of the few countries where anything fit happen. No accountability. People just they do as them like. Once you don't fit secure yourself one kind position, he don't finish. You become Lord Lugard. Simple explanation of Professor Mahmoud Yakubu of INEC during this election. Or even Godwin Emefiele, the CBN governor. This piece is in no way related to the INEC chairman or CBN governor though. I just use them as reference. Now the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, we won't drag for today's news read. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Crude oil exports. Malami allegedly paid $200 million as whistleblower fees, says Reps. The House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating the sale of 48 million barrels of crude oil amounting to over $2.4 billion and crude oil exports to China from 2014 to date said yesterday it has uncovered payment of $200 million allegedly made as consultancy fees in whistleblower recoveries by the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, Abubakar Malami, within statutory approvals. Chairman of the committee, Mark Gbila, who disclosed this at the resumed public hearing on the issue, also said Malami and the Minister of Finance, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, had not been cooperating with the committee, failing to answer to issues arising from the crude sales despite letters of invitation sent to them. He said, "We have not been getting any form of cooperation from the Ministry of Finance and Attorney General's office regarding this investigation. Despite a series of correspondence sent to them on this matter, we are investigating. We have seen documentation from the Accountant General's office where the Minister of Finance approved the payment of the substantial amount of money to so-called whistleblowers where details of monies recovered were not provided. We've heard media reports by the federal government indicating that millions of dollars were recovered through whistleblower revelations on behalf of the country, but we as a parliament have not seen that those monies were routed through the constitutional appropriation process before they were expended. The Constitution is very clear about the receipt and expenditure of Nigeria's money." Gbila, who expressed displeasure at the actions of the two public officers, however, appealed to them to cause an appearance before the committee or risk arrest. "We've looked at the functions of the Attorney General's office, and we've not seen any statutory powers provided for the Attorney General by the Constitution to determine how Nigeria's money should be spent. There was an incident about a whistleblower who made a formal report to the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit (NFIU) about $200 million paid into two companies' accounts, Bees Plus and GSCL, allegedly for consultancy services, which allegedly were approved by the Attorney General's office on the approval of Mr. President. We need the Minister of Finance and the Attorney General of the Federation to appear before this House to provide clarity on the inflows that have come in from whistleblowers' recoveries and how these monies were recovered. The CBN is required to provide information that has been provided by these whistleblowers about substantial amounts of monies paid allegedly for consultancy services when there is no record of any agreement entered into by those companies regarding any services. These are very weighty allegations, and as a responsible House, we owe everybody a fair hearing and benefit of the doubt, and this is what we've been seeking to accord those who have been mentioned in these allegations. But we find it unfashionable that the Minister of Finance and Attorney General of the Federation have not bothered to respond to any of the correspondence from the committee, and this, in our opinion, shows a lack of regard not only to the institution of the House, but also that of the National Assembly as a whole. We will make this further appeal to the Minister of Finance and Attorney General of the Federation and all others who have not responded or who have not honored the committee's invitations to do so in the national interest. In the event that they fail to do so, we will be constrained to invoke the instruments of the summons and all other necessary powers the National Assembly can exercise in this regard. But we want to make this a formal and final notice to those concerned, the Minister of Finance and Attorney General of the Federation, to cause appearance before the committee to give evidence with regard to the allegations that have been laid before the committee, Bila said. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. Recall that the House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating the alleged loss of over $2.4 billion revenue to illegal sale of 48 million barrels of crude oil export in 2015 on Thursday held its inaugural meeting. The committee, which has been mandated to probe into oil exports from Nigeria since 2014, assured whistleblowers of confidentiality as they provide information leading to recovery of lost revenue. The House had on December 20 resolved to constitute an ad hoc committee to investigate a whistleblower's allegation of illegal sale of 48 million barrels of Nigeria's Bonny Light crude in China in 2015 and the insurance status of the cargo. The committee was asked to investigate all crude oil exports and sales by Nigeria from 2014 to date. With regards to quantity, insurance, revenue generated, remittances into the Federation account or other accounts, as well as utilization of the revenue for the period under review. In addition, the panel will investigate all proceeds recovered through the whistleblower's policy of the regime led by the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, and the level of compliance by the policy. The committee is to report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. The chairman of the committee, Mark Gbila, who addressed journalists in Abuja on Thursday, recalled that a whistleblower raised the alarm in 2020 that Nigeria's crude in China was diverted and sold by some individuals. The government, who were in the nation's oil corporation, who were in the security agencies, and who were also cronies of those in authority at the time. Gbila stated that the committee was committed to unraveling the facts of the matter. It disclosed that the panel would interrogate the whistleblowers, some of whom he claimed had reached out to the committee, alleging threats to their lives, that they were intimidated at gunpoint, allegedly. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.